USIT is a Durban-based Section 21 company that aims to identify waste beneficiation opportunities that will help divert waste from landfills and create green jobs in the green economy. This NGO has created 152 jobs this year alone and a total of 2,100 jobs since 2009, and has diverted 4,566 tons of recyclable materials last year, saving about 3.2 million rand in landfill airspace.
USIT as a company, we work with a number of different recycling projects, and we've created building materials that will replace conventional materials. So we've got roof tiles, barge boards, fascia boards, door frames, window frames, skirting boards, ceiling boards, cornicing, all made from recycled materials that are cheaper, stronger and better than conventional materials. So every time you look at using those, it creates jobs on collection and in the recycling industry, and then you've got your remanufacturing industry. So we're looking at the entire concept in terms of sustainability, not just in terms of the superstructure, but all the different components. Our project is about looking at sustainable building using available local materials and using waste materials, and using that to incorporate communities into self-build type schemes. Our materials are made from available soils. We look at specifically spoil material if possible, so soils that are being thrown away from developments, cut and fill operations, landfilling, and we use as much recycled material as we can. So we use available soils, and we can blend in 20 to 30% inert wastes, mostly builder's rubble. We bring that into our blocks, and we use a hydraulic compression system. So what that means is that the blocks all come out exactly the same size, they come out exactly the same strength, so your quality control is maximized for the building. But the process essentially just compresses the soil. It uses the available clay materials within the soil. And our blocks are coming out at about 3 to 5 times stronger than concrete blocks. So maintenance is very easy. The medium is very malleable in terms of making sure that you cover up any surface blemishes. The blocks are 100% waterproof. We've had our blocks in a bucket of water for 3 years, and they're still as strong as they were the day that we made them. It's not very prone to cracking, as a lot of building materials are, because the thermal mass and inertia of the building in itself becomes its own sort of security and structure. So these are full masonry blocks. So we're actually looking at our classification of these in comparison to structural concrete masonry, and we're outstripping concrete masonry. So we look at a product that is stronger than concrete. It is far more thermally efficient, some say up to about 10 times more thermally efficient than concrete, which means that your home is warmer in winter, cooler in summer. But it's also the building process. We don't use brick force mortar between the blocks. Basically, we use the same soil we make the blocks out of. We sift that down into a fine soil, and we mix that with water, and we use it like a soil slurry. And essentially our blocks are slipped into place, and that creates a bond that's 2.5 times stronger than a mortar bond within 4 minutes. So our building process is faster. It is very suitable and adaptable to a number of different climatic regimes, whether it's hot, cold, or you have the extremes. We've got a number of different finishes that we have on the home, so we can have the natural look of the block. We can do a bag wash system, or we could do a skim plaster, or a full plaster, or a lime plaster, or a paint. We've got different paints that we have experimented with, and we've found very nice, environmentally friendly, water-based, VOC-free paints that spread very nicely over the earth blocks, giving a natural sort of, or a beautiful painted finish.
The hydraulic compression system produces about 5,000 blocks per production day, enough to build 2 RDP-sized houses per day, with 1 ton of soil mixed with 150 kilograms bag of cement that makes about 90 blocks. The nature of the product allows one to build and live in their house in just 3 days. These blocks are bulletproof, fireproof, waterproof. They have a great moisture retention with great acoustic and thermal efficiency. They have fantastic resistance to deadly force.
An AK-47 would bounce off this wall. It would take a 50mm Browning cannon to penetrate this wall. So we give a pretty good guarantee on our homes. So our product has now been SABS tested and compliant. We have Agramar certification for the compressed earth block system. We are CIDB registered, Construction Industry Development Board, and we also have NHBRC compliant. So it's all about looking at using sustainable materials. It's about looking at using local available materials. It's about using local skills, local labor, upskilling people. So it's an entire concept in itself. It's not really about the block. It's about the house. It's about the home. It's about the integration of the system. And this is a top-end solution to looking at sustainable building. It needs to get into mainstream. We need to understand that it is cheaper, stronger, better, greener.